Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. Our focus today is the widening conflict between Israel and Iran. From Neural Newscast, I'm Cole Mercer.
And I'm Daniel Brooks.
The Israel Defense Forces have ramped up operations significantly, striking approximately 400 targets across Iran and Lebanon over the last 48 hours. Intelligence reports from the IDF indicate a focus on mobile command centers and IRGC infrastructure. Specifically, a major ground forces base in Tehran was destroyed as the Iranian regime reportedly attempts to shift its command operations into mobile units to evade further precision strikes. In Lebanon, the military confirmed the killing of Youssef Hashem, the commander of Hezbollah's southern front. Hashem was a 40-year veteran of the organization, and his death is being characterized by the IDF as a major blow to Hezbollah's resistance against the ground campaign in southern Lebanon.
The human cost of this escalation was felt acutely last night in central Israel. As the Jewish holiday of Passover began, Iran launched its largest missile barrage in 3 weeks, firing at least 10 ballistic missiles. Israeli Army radio reported that many of these were cluster munitions, which distribute smaller explosives over a wide area. In Bnei Brak, just east of Tel Aviv, shrapnel from these strikes left an 11-year-old girl in critical condition and wounded 13 others. This latest salvo brings the total number of people killed in Israel by missile fire since the war began to 19, according to Magen David Adom. On the other side of the border, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies estimates that at least 1,900 people have died in Iran since late February.
While the fighting intensifies, the diplomatic narrative has become increasingly fractured. President Donald Trump claimed on social media that the Iranian leadership recently asked for a ceasefire, suggesting that American troops could be withdrawn from the region quickly. He also stated that he was not concerned about Iran's highly enriched uranium stockpile, arguing that it could be monitored via satellite. However, the Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Bakai dismissed the president's claims as false and baseless, insisting that no such negotiations are taking place. This disconnect comes as Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, issued a written statement calling the U.S. and Israel ruthless enemies, signaling a more hardline stance than his predecessor.
The economic consequences of this standoff are global, primarily due to the continued closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Shipping volumes through the strait remain down by 90% compared to pre-conflict levels. While 10 vessels did transit the waterway yesterday, the IRGC has reiterated that the strait will remain closed to its enemies. This blockade has pushed U.S. gasoline prices above $4 a gallon for the first time in 4 years, and is fueling sharp inflation across Europe. To address this, British Foreign Minister Yvette Cooper is scheduled to chair a virtual meeting with 35 countries, including Canada, Italy, and the United Arab Emirates, to discuss strategies for reopening the strait. Notably, the United States is currently absent from the list of participants for these talks.
Domestically, the Iranian judiciary continues a crackdown on internal dissent. Reports confirm today the execution of Emir Hossein Khatami, a man allegedly tied to an attack on a military site during previous mass protests. Human rights groups indicate Hatami was one of 11 men at imminent risk of execution following reports of torture in detention. Meanwhile, on the ground in Lebanon, Israeli forces are moving deeper into the south, beginning the destruction of homes they claim were used by Hezbollah as reconnaissance posts and launch pads for anti-tank fire. The IDF reports that more Hezbollah fighters are surrendering as the ground forces advance.
The regional scope of the conflict is also expanding. Yemen's Houthis conducted their third missile attack on southern Israel in 4 days, coordinating with Iran and Hezbollah. While the IDF successfully intercepted the ballistic missile, it demonstrates the persistent multi-front pressure facing Israeli air defenses. As the war enters its second month, the focus remains on whether the international community can broker a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, or if the conflict will continue to expand into a broader regional war.
We will continue to track these developments. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. From Neural Newscast, I'm Cole Mercer.
And I'm Daniel Brooks. Thank you for listening. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.